Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is an exclusive property development collaborative for the Upland Metaverse. If you're a bigger picture and loyal team player who has a great sense of humour and is looking to get more engaged in a diverse and experienced team, you can help us and we can help you. Contact Morecheese or Ben68 for more information. Warning, all opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved.
The UDU, Upland Development United, installed their neighborhood nodes throughout the entirety of Upland. Their reach was unmatched.
G'day and welcome to UDU team meeting number 35. I didn't even check what's the day? The 7th or something, isn't it, for you guys?
Yeah, the 7th.
8th for me. Yeah, a bit to work through again. As always, we're going to head straight into the markets, and thanks to Dub for running the numbers for me. And I hit him up before, and Dub's going to take over the market stuff from next week. So thank you, Dub. The less talking I do, the better. So we've had a massive spike in the 90-day average daily transaction volume. Last week we were at 64 million UPEX. That's jumped up to 86.7. And there's also, I think the peak was December 2nd, 210 million UPEX on, December the 2nd. That's just, wow. That's some nice numbers. Love it.
I'm telling you, it's going to go crazy in the new year.
Yeah.
People think it's going to calm down, but I think it's going to go cray-cray.
I think so too. And we've seen this, like I'll run through the numbers of, the main cities we've been looking at. And even despite a new city release imminent, which we always see a kind of crash liquidation event leading up to it, all of them except one have taken a jump. So last week we had San Francisco at 24.5K. That's up to just under 28. Manhattan was, actually, there's two down. Manhattan was at 145K. That's dropped down to 140, which is still bananas considering, we're only at 40K, 3 weeks ago or something. Chicago is down a tiny bit, 5.1K to 5K. So that's it's kind of hovering around that mintability floor. The mint floor is creeping up. So the secondary floor is kind of staying or matching that pace. Santa Clara's had a nice little boost, was at 19.2K, we're up to 19.8, and Brooklyn's rounded off to pretty much 10K, which is probably a sign of things to come for the Bronx and all that, which we'll get to later. The crypto markets, wow, hasn't that been a fun ride this week? Bitcoin. Yeah, it's good. I love it. Bitcoin was at 58,000, currently at 51, but it was as low as, a bit under 46 at one point. So yeah, shopping time. Ethereum was at 4,686 down to 4,320. Engine and Wax have taken quite a hit. Engine was at $3.58 down to $2.86, and Wax, oh my goodness, was at 70 cents down to 48 cents. So yeah, if you want to pick up some Wax, keep your peepers out. Yeah, I just loved it. I'm a part of several Facebook crypto groups, and you always see the memes and the gifs. Oh no, it's a crash and burn. I'm like, scroll out, mate. Look where we were this time last year. You're kidding yourself.
Yeah, people sell during the holidays to get their G.I. Joe with the
Cabbage
action
Patch.
grip.
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. Come on.
It was crypto Black Friday. It was just, accumulate some nice cheap crypto. Get on it.
Exactly. That's what you got to do.
Yeah,
that's what they say. When there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy.
Yep. And never all out, never all in, and you can't really go too wrong. But people just panic. Oh no, it's dropped. It's dropped 2%. Oh, sell.
There was going to be no more toilet paper in the supermarket.
Yeah, so all in all, the market in Upland's looking extremely healthy, and we've seen a continuation of the sales madness go all the way through. No signs of that slowing down. That's a pretty big boost in San Francisco. Do you think that's got anything to do with that? What's that sunset bloody thing they got going on?
definitely. As
Yeah.
much as I love San Francisco, I don't think it's gonna be as popular, especially if they open like another like West Coast or whatnot. I mean, it's the Genesis City, it's the first one. I love it. You know, I love that we have such a foothold in there, but honestly, it's the first one. A lot of dead properties there. Unless they do something about that. I think if they do something about that, San Francisco would be the most popular. But
Yeah, well,
until then, yeah.
yeah, it's always been strange that Sunset has been the floor for so long in San Francisco because it's, you know, it is a collection.
Exactly.
But that's just because so many of us have had massive holdings there, and I think I've said in a couple of team meetings ago, I was selling dozens and dozens of Sunsets to who is it, Dragon Goat. He was buying those with his divs for free and then listing them at the floor in US dollars. So he's basically just printing money. But that can only last for so long.
I have another theory, and this is like not to say anything bad about anybody, but I have a feeling that a lot of people who have tons and tons of Sunsets want to kind of get out at a profit, and what better way to get out in a profit than to pump it up, you know?
I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was Finn during the week. He was talking, I don't know whether it was in the UDU server or in the Upland server, how he's saying how the value of nodes in San Francisco is going to be massive in the future because, you know, nobody's going to be able to come in on the secondary and do that because there's, like you say, so many dead properties and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a shame that we've lost, what did we lose? Balboa Terrace. It's a shame that went by the wayside, although it's still there, I suppose. It's just in no man's land. We don't know what our friend in Venom's doing. I don't know if he's going to come back to the fold or who would know.
You'd be surprised.
Never know.
To come back. He'd probably come with the boxing gloves. Hello, Cool
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's pretty cool that we do have Midtown Terrace, and of course we got Lone Mountain as well, which, you know, I can't wait to get over to Lone Mountain and start getting that built out as well. So
I think I have maybe 2 or 3 more in Midtown, and then I could go over to Lone Mountain. I'm hoping I can kind of like take 1 or 2 out over the holiday because this is the last spark train of the year, and then we start again in the new year. So I'm hoping by myself I can take out a good amount of my Midtowns and then start heading over to Lone Mountain.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was successful during the week of getting all my properties off sale. I'm going to thank Steve again for that. There's no way I could have done that without his clickety-clicketing. Yeah, that was, even with the data, it was a hell of a grind. So what have I got? 6,000 properties, only 2 of them are for sale. One of them's the Shameless house in Chicago, which I think I got like 25 million, just a fishing price. And the other one I've got is one of my Wall Streets. I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, I'm always going to hold on to one of them. So I listed one of them for sale, the kind of smallest one. I mean, both the Wall Streets that have got a massive, but yeah, I've put that up as 100 million. Yeah, I've got it as 100 million. The only other player who's selling them is Sotheby's. He's got 2 at 100 million, but he's much smaller than the one I've got for sale. So I think Octavius might have one there in US dollars, but I don't know what the price is. But I'm envisioning a big juicy whale, like a true whale, coming in and seeing Wall Street and gobbling one of those up. It'd suck to lose the collection, but 100 million upex, you know, I'm going to do a lot of damage with that if it comes through. So
that's crazy. Yeah.
I've kind of debated backwards and forwards. Should I list it? Should I not list it? And yeah, I just figured I'll put it out there, see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I'm still going to hold on to it long term. But yeah, if it does sell, there will be a part of me that says, God damn it. But yeah, I'll put it to good use, put it that way.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Yeah, I'm not going to put anything for sale until we get UpX World back up. And then I'll just start. I'll do a complete reevaluation basically. But yeah, I'm definitely not selling any more in Manhattan. I'm not even thinking about that. Not selling anything in Chicago. It'll be Brooklyn and all these sort of places that I might kind of start chipping away at. See how we go. How about everyone else? Any good sales come through? Any action? Trying to sell anything? What are you up to?
I sold about $1 million worth of UPX in about the last 3 or 4 days. I sold my extra. I didn't want to sell it, but it sold. I put it like right at the bottom, like maybe a few UPX under. It was what was it? Starts with a T in Manhattan.
Tribeca. Yeah.
Yeah, that one for a nice $500,000. $500,000, yeah. And then I sold my Rutherfords that you got me, Thurman. I was able to sell those at a really high price. Well, I mean, regarding the mint, thank you team for buying those. I sold some properties in Oakland that were, they were big, but the UB2 price wasn't really there. So I was like, I can live without these sort
They
of
weren't your
things.
skylines, were they, up the top there?
No. Well,
Oh.
I actually, not the ones by you, but there was one on the right side that I did sell for, I think, $57K.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I made good. I have out of the million, I have 150K UPX now. 150K. I'm broke. First Metaverse problems. I have to sell something else, but I just don't know what.
Tricky.
I know.
All my 9th wards went all at once. It was bizarre. Like in 2.5 days, I had like 20 something of them. They all went like some
different sellers.
Yeah,
different buyers. Sorry.
I mean, they were buying them in like 2s and 3s for the collection, probably. But still, it was all like it was. I guess I had set it at that price point where it had finally the market had caught up, and then they just all went.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why kind of, if you've got several like that, I think I'm still sitting on a dozen Tribecas. Once I do eventually sell them, it's kind of almost like crypto. I'll stagger the sell wall, just start off with the floor and then go right up to just efficient price and see what happens. Anybody else? We've got a few extra members on today. Chime in if you got anything to say. Nope. All right, we were going to do the Bronx stress test debrief now, but I think we'll hold that off. We didn't have anything for the wine of the week, and bada bing, bada boom. I think we've got something now, so we'll hold that off. Over to you, Cheese, for Spark Train number 8 update, please.
Spark Train number 8. It was going fast, kind of slowed down a bit. I feel like we have maybe a good 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 to go. I don't see it being done by this weekend. Therefore, this is going to be the last Spark Train of the year. If it did end this weekend, I was thinking about maybe doing another quick one, but we're just going to go on a bit of a break until the new year, and that is with the meetings and whatnot. I think we have one more meeting until the new year break.
2 more. This is team meeting 35, and yeah, we're going to do 37 will be the last for the year. Yep.
All right. So I mean, we'll see. No one knows if let's see how cheesy I'm feeling. But yeah, I'd say by mid next week.
Yeah, and like we said before we press record, I think it'd be good to. Everyone's got other projects to work on, so
yeah,
good to spend what'll probably be 3 weeks, something like that, maybe 4 weeks. Yeah. I've got a nice blue apartment to finish off in Portage Park.
Yeah, I want to do a Portage Park. I've been dying to do one. Like I had a small townhouse, but then I took it down because I was like, oh no, like I was like, what if there's a color scheme, or do I really want to do a small one? Maybe I want to do like a regular townhouse, yada yada. So I have to go to their site and see. They had an AMA yesterday, a town hall. I jumped in real quick. It was pretty cool to be on the other end of it, not doing it, just kind of observing. And they did a great job. They had a lot of great ideas. Can't wait till the next one.
Cool. Yeah, it's like 2 p.m. for me in the workday, so I always miss them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to go and do a very long big shit. Sorry, kids, look after yourself. Mr. Ben's going to go and do a big shit.
Bring them all with you. We're like a clown car.
So today we're going to learn about, Portage Park. Put the speaker on. Oh. Cool. Yeah, so we'll see how we go with this Spark Train. We'll get that wrapped up, and then, it's always good to have little side projects like I always have something there that's not part of the Spark Train that I can just jump on in between the trains or whatever. So, if you've got a project to work on, now or soon to be will be the time.
Yes.
Alrighty, wine of the week. Like I said, we had nothing, and we were blessed with the Bronx Burn.
I didn't burn, but go ahead. I want to hear your wine.
Well, it's not me. I slept straight through the whole thing. We we talked about it a bit before we kicked off. This is never going to work out well. Cramming the entire player base into one neighborhood, it's just madness. I don't know why they're still doing that. Testing the system, well, we know that when they do that, the whole system's going to crash and burn. I've yet to see an example where they force everybody in one neighborhood and it works smoothly. Very strange. So I don't know.
They really should open multiple cities. Like I was telling you guys before the meeting started, if they had Nashville, Kansas, and Bronx, I would have chosen Bronx and let other people decide. There's, with popularity and a great project, you have more people coming in. That's a good thing. Let's not make it a bad thing. They're making it a bad thing right now.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's a vanilla release. Like if it was collections were known, and that would make sense to force the player base into a non-collection area to test the system. But it's vanilla, so just it'd make more sense to open. Say the Bronx is open for 10 minutes. Open the whole thing for 10 minutes. Go, and then 10 minutes is up. How did we go? Did it handle it or whatever? Yeah, just forcing everybody in the same spot. I had a good laugh like when I woke up and had a look at the feedback channel, and everybody's just blowing up. Sends don't work, blah blah blah. It's just all the same stuff. We've been through this dozens of times.
It was very laggy. Very laggy. I was lucky. I was able to mint like 3 or 4, but then everything else was secondary, and I knew what I wanted to go for. I'm not going to mention it here because I'll only really tell you guys. And I spent, decent money on what I really wanted, but somebody spent like a whole crap load of money on what they really wanted. Like I'm extreme, but I'm not that extreme. I mean, but hey, more power to you if you can do it. That's what it's about. But still, like they do need to spread people around more and not have it like a Black Friday situation.
How much this burn do you think is to do with, like, we've seen they've had a massive advertising push. Apparently there's billboards over Nashville, and, we've seen the subway signs in New York and that. How much of that is the player base expanding, and how much of it is it just don't force everybody into one spot? That's kind of mental.
I don't know, like without saying anything bad, like I wonder if they did this on purpose to kind of see like kind of like a really awful experiment. I wish they wouldn't have experimented with the Bronx, like just to kind of see how much new people would come in from the advertisements on like a particular campaign round of putting them out, because like almost every train station in the Bronx had them, and in every train, and then I didn't even know Nashville had them.
Yeah, well, why would you do that? I mean, you're bringing in all these players that are going to say, okay, I'm going to go mint in the Bronx, and then it crashes and burns. They're going to say, well, fuck this game. This is bullshit.
Well, I don't know about crash. Like, it wasn't as bad as, let's say, Santa Clara. And like, I was able to keep playing. I just had to wait maybe a minute for every send. And I was able to collect airplanes. Like, they had a lot of airplanes.
Yeah, I think we're debating the color of the shit where you're still stepping in shit. It's,
Yeah, but I mean, the burn, it makes me think of something like everything is extremely bad, where there were some kind of facets of a nice, clean, colorful shit.
Nice. Anybody else want to chime in with your 2 cents? No,
cheese.
apparently. Well, the win of the week's got to be associated with the Bronx as well. I mean, what was there? Somebody sold a 74K mint for 1.8 something million UPEX, which is kind of what you were just alluding to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I hope they have some connection to that property in real life. Otherwise, wow.
I had the one next to it that I bought for 200K, and I thought I was stretching my purse a bit. And when I saw that, I felt so much better. I mean, it is definitely mine. Mine is big. The one I got is really big, and it's like kind of on its own, which I like. But that one was like maybe 2 or 3 times bigger. But I could probably flip mine for like 3 times, which is a really good decent amount, 600K. But like, I'm a Bronx native. Like, I want to stay there. It's my motherland.
Yeah, it's kind of mental. Like, we've seen this before, like the secondary, when they force everybody into these one neighborhoods, we see the secondary explode. But often that's more to do with cities where the collections are known and people want a jumping off point to get to specific, it might be the red collections or whatever. To see that
Like,
happen in vanilla is hilarious.
There's some people who know the area. Like, I know in the Bronx what areas are really popular. Like, they've been like, maybe these are new money, because there's some really nice areas in the Bronx. Like, this could be some new money from the Bronx that like really know what's there and what they want. I even spent 400K on a Broadway, but it was a huge island of its own, and it was a Rite Aid. So, and then Broadway goes all the way down to Bowling Green in Manhattan. So it's like a nice stretch from Manhattan to the Bronx. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that's a pretty safe bet for a collection. I mean,
we'll see. You never know. And if it's not, I've spent half of that on Burger King.
Yeah. Yeah, when I woke up and, I opened the app and scrolled over to see, and first thing I saw was that the entire thing was minted out. And then I scrolled out and checked the secondary, and I think the lowest property was 40K. I'm like, wow, I'm not paying 40K for something I could probably get.
Cheap.
What? For non-collection?
Then, no,
no way.
For a non-collection. But I got a 40K for, I think it was a Kingsbridge. And then I think I paid 50K for University Avenue. That's where all the schools are and whatnot. So we'll see. Like, this is all money that's free basically for me. Like, this is not financial advice from any of us on the panel, even though we do have the beautiful disclaimer in the beginning from our fancy voice guy.
Nice. Yeah. Anybody else have a wine or a win before we move on? Yeah. Oh, what do you got, Fish?
Yeah. I learned my lesson.
I like your hat.
Bird in the hand. They said they were going to release two neighborhoods. They started on the first one, and my block explorer happened to be right where I wanted to be in the second neighborhood that they were supposed to be releasing. So I held out and just stayed where I was, thinking they were going to release the second one. And I could have minted. Actually, I was over there looking at it, and there's still a lot of stuff I could have minted, and I didn't bite, and I regret not biting now.
Yeah.
But that's lesson learned, right? Like with Uplands, they say they're going to do something. Take it with a grain of salt. Bird in the hand.
Yes. Now they've only released you can't see any of the actual properties in any of the other neighborhoods, can you? It was only that one neighborhood. Or
they were supposed to do 2.
Yeah, but you can't.
You can see it in
the one.
Can we see the actual properties now in the whole city?
No.
No.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hold on.
Because that would be.
It was definitely in the neighborhood I was in, the one that they're supposed to release.
Yeah.
Second.
Oh, it might have only been those 2 that the interns pushed the button on.
No, nothing else besides those 2 neighborhoods.
Bummer. That sucks. Like there was a bit of chat about that in the Upland channels yesterday. Like, I was having a whinge that that was half of the fun leading up to a city release. Well, we'd see the properties, we'd see the lines, we'd all get together and, make plans. That's half the fun of the bloody game. I don't know why they're taking that away from us. They think it's going to create less FOMO or something. It just seems to be no positive and all negative. Yeah, I don't understand the thinking there at all. Anyway. And unless the interns are still scrambling with the black marker to get the lines drawn, who knows?
I think we're all in an experiment right now. We're still. I know it gets tiring to hear, but we're still in beta, and I think they're kind of experimenting on us. They put out a big campaign. They want to see how many people came in, how fast they get mint out. It'll probably get easier when we go to another country.
Could it maybe be a way for them to try and alleviate a bit of strain on the system when they're doing these stress tests, so that only properties in the stress test area are like on the blockchain sort of thing?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I think it would be all there. They just haven't pressed the button. It's got to be all there. But yeah, maybe takes up the extra visuals take up too much.
Says it could be just them trying something different for the stress tests, to make them run better. If it is, obviously didn't bloody work, but
I wonder what the Animoca overlords think about it all. That would be interesting to be a fly on the wall in the Animoca office.
Probably looking at all the money coming in, all the new money from the campaigns, and oh, that's very nice.
Except they were supposed to have double the amount because they were supposed to do 2 releases today.
True.
Yeah.
2 neighborhoods. So I mean that cannot be a win.
Yeah.
Because Wakefield, which is the second one they were supposed to do, is a much bigger neighborhood. I mean, it's got to be 3 or 4 times bigger than the neighborhood they opened. So I mean,
everybody should go there when that opens and spend all their money.
I was right over the McDonald's, Morecheese, right over it.
Why are you taking my fast food, yo?
Where's
my brush?
Come on.
East side.
I'm shooting for that forever quarter pounder for life card when they come to buy it from me.
Nice. Oh yeah, so we'll see. There's going to be ongoing fallout, and we'll just wait and see. Surely they're not going to go ahead with the full release tomorrow. Surely not. It's got to be another stress test set up. Surely.
I hope it's just a stress test. I'm not really interested in the area that they're opening up. There are a few places in there, but I really doubt I'm going to be able to grab it. I will most likely try, but if it sells out quick, then there's nothing really I see there. So I'll just, keep trying to.
I'm just going to sleep through again. Catch some Z's. And have a laugh in the feedback channel when I wake up. Yeah. Alrighty. I think we can move on from that. We'll see how it all plays out. SWU, Strupwood United, we've had a bit of action there. Moosita's he's still got a whole bunch of properties there to offload if you want to check that out. And we've had a bit of talk through the week that most of the properties there are apartment size. So we did kind of bandy around the notion of making that an apartment node, which I think that'll be pretty killer.
It's not easy.
No,
not easy.
But it'll definitely be worth it long term. I don't know what Strupwood's like in real life, but I probably hazard a guess that it's not full of high-rise apartment buildings.
They need like condos, like nice multiple story housing.
Well, we just need more options. Like, it still sucks that we've got no real options that match for Manhattan. Like, building townhouses in Manhattan's it's kind of ludicrous, really. I want to build actual high rises.
Well, I mean, depending on where you are in Manhattan, they have a lot of townhouses.
Yeah, but they're not this kind of standalone style, are they? They're the side by side kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we have seen also, I've seen in the community, there's a lot of people that have bought Manhattan properties on the secondary market at the floor, which, you know, there's kind of FOMO kicking in, which keeps pushing that floor price. But a lot of these properties that are going for sale are the ones that us OGs have minted for 2K, 2 to 4K. They're tiny little properties that you can't even build anything on. So there's already been some butt hurt where people have spent the 300 and whatever, 400 and whatever it is K to get in, and then they can't build anything there. So,
you know, I was kind of hoping for a metaverse kind of reproduction of Earth. We would have these really cool, high, futuristic model houses on stilts with flying cars. We're getting like SUVs. We're getting ranch houses and barns.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we could maybe there will be a way to upgrade them in the future.
Hopefully so. Yes. Bronx plans to node or not to node. What are we thinking, Morecheese? You're the native. Anything jump out?
Well, today was supposed to really tell me whether or not a node would be something that we can actually even do. I think we would have to wait until all of the Bronx really opens up to tell. Like, because if we're going to be moving like this, and not everybody could even get to the Bronx, to be quite honest. People were stuck because they waited till the last minute. But
the terminals were maxed.
I do see some nice areas that maybe we can look into for for minting. Like, I can't even see how many properties are in each of these areas. So
yeah, and you better do some selling. 100K, you're not going to do much damage with 100K.
I can sell. I can sell fast. It's just what am I going to sell?
Yeah. Yeah, I managed to save my dibs this week. I didn't buy anything, so I'm back up to $1 million to spend. But
and I did say, like, I did allow myself $1,000 to put in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I will see. If I don't have to use it, I'm probably going to use it.
Nice. And yeah, part of that is the Marble Hill. What a debacle that was. Like, Marble Hill was released when Manhattan first released, kind of just over the river. And what did we see? Now it's part of the Bronx. It's got 2 Marble Hill signs on it. It's part of Manhattan and the Bronx. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there if it opens as part of this Bronx release. I was going to almost hedge a bet, and instead of traveling to the Bronx, I was going to stay in Manhattan and stick up that top end there and see if Marble Hill was open, and I was going to try and gobble up as much as I could, but it's going to be tricky now with it being tagged in for the Bronx. Who knows what's going to happen there? Because that's a nice little area, and it's got several Broadway properties, which were assumed to be going to be part of the Manhattan collections, but who knows now with this Bronx tie-in. We shall wait and see. But yeah, that's what I mean about not having the properties visible. It kind of makes it hard to decide whether to go for a node or what. It's just sucks.
Exactly. Like when we were in Oakland, like we had everything open. Was that the last place that they did that? Or did they allow
I think it might have been. Yeah. I'm not sure about Cleveland, because we didn't even consider that, like going for a node there initially.
True.
But yeah, this whole wait until the last minute thing, yeah, I'm definitely not a fan. It sucks as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I just don't see what the positives are. You're not really delaying the FOMO because everyone's going to pile in and get what they're going to get anyway. So
yeah.
Anyhow, we shall see. All right. Well, hopefully you get a good glimpse tomorrow, and we can make a decision from there and go from there.
They might do like a 3 or 4 day stress test.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to really drag it out.
Kansas? What was that? Oh, no, Nashville, Kansas.
No, that was Kansas. Kansas, yeah. Kansas City.
That
Was it?
fun.
Or was it? No, it wasn't New Orleans. Yeah, it might have been Kansas.
I think it was Kansas.
I don't know.
It was
There's
the
so
one
many
with the
cities
truce.
now. It's hard to keep track of all these cities nowadays.
I know.
We can move on. The UCC contract update. Going gangbusters there. We've finished 13. So we've completed the M for MTU.
Nice.
Kind of doesn't look that great because for some reason they still haven't fixed up these graphics. Enhanced graphics still look like absolute dog shit. And there's been no explanation as to why. It's the colors on all these buildings are just way off compared to what we signed up for. Sucks. But yeah, 13 built, 5 are on the way. And I did go through and make 2 more payments. So the contract that I signed's half paid off, bit over half.
Nice.
So almost done there. And yeah, that pushed that plus the Spark trains pushed MTU up to 23.87% completed. So within, I think there's 796 properties in Midtown Terrace, 190 are done, and we've got 29 are being built. So that's kind of cool. And again, I did spend some time the other day or through the week going through and clicking on properties that are being built, and there's just a crap ton there that got no association with the UDU at all. So that's good to see as well. A couple of apartments, several townhouses, which is really cool. And it's also cool to see if you look on the fringes, especially up the northern end, there's a lot of development going on there, even though it's got no association with what we're doing. You know, we've seen that kind of expanding almost. The more development that happens around, the better for the entire thing. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, looking forward to getting that contract paid off at least, and then I can just sit back and watch it all unfold. Over to you, Cheese. Wine and cheese update.
We had a really awesome time with Likos from Farming Tales this past Wine and Cheese. I'm still working on the NFT. I'm trying to make all of them really special, so bear with me if it takes like, you know, a little bit extra. It was a very good interview because we kind of dove in to how Farming Tales evolved and how you can start playing now without needing like lots of wax. It's actually fairly simple to start out. So make sure you watch that Wine and Cheese. It's a good one.
Yeah, it was kind of really funny how we recorded the front end of the section. What was it, the day or something before? And the front end of the episode tied in perfectly with the back end with the kind of reveal that Likos did, it was really funny to see that.
It was really funny. It was so perfect. And like the last thing he showed, it was so good.
Yeah, and you got to mention your Octavius NFT.
Oh yeah,
that came out brilliant.
Yeah, are you able? I don't want you to shut down, but
that one
I put him in a kind of Roman outfit. That was your idea to kind of do like the Octavius Caesar look, and I put him in a boardroom out facing like the city, just kind of looking at all the buildings he helped like kind of, you know, swap out all his stuff. I thought it was a nice look. But now on to the Farming Tales one. Yep. The hardest part is coming up with the idea. The fun part is putting it together. But then I just think of more stuff to add.
Yes. Yeah, and these are free NFTs, people. Free Morecheese NFTs. And, you know, Morecheese and I have been talking about different ways that we can support the people that have been involved from the get-go. So, yeah, you're going to want to be a collector of, well, not just because you can get something else further down the line, but, yeah, it's Morecheese's art's really coming into its own. And I got a sneaking suspicion she's going to pop sooner or later. And, yeah.
There's for the newer episodes, there's only 50 quantity. Once this year is over, there's no chance to get the previous season. You would have to buy it off the market. So if you wanted one, watch the videos, do the challenge, contact me, contact Ben, let us know, and we'll let you know exactly what you need to do to get your hands on one.
Yeah, it's
before the year's over.
pretty easy. I mean, bit of clickety clicking and it's yours.
And maybe by the new year, if somebody owns all of them, or maybe like majority, like 75%, maybe there's a special NFT.
Yeah.
That will
No,
go
you got to
out
make
for
it all,
that.
not this 75%
All of them?
business. Yes. Pull your
Right,
finger out,
all of
people.
them.
There's no reason you can't.
He's my agent.
Just a tiny update on the Upland Mash. As I said last week, we'll push that back to next year. Bird did send me through another update on the theme song. He's, yeah, the drizzle's gone full zombie on that. It sounds pretty killer. I'll pass that on in the UDU channel once we get done here. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. As far as I know, they're still playing around with it. A lot more to go there.
Yeah,
But
this
yeah.
is the man of many different voices. It's so awesome.
Indeed. I got to hand out a couple of pats on the back for the website update. We have had two of our members do their homework. Thank you to Fish and Dub, who have sent through their blurbs for the website, and smacks for everybody else. You're all in detention. Maybe I got to start nominating people. Here's your homework. Yeah.
You got to remind me. I have so much on my plate. I need like a poke.
Yeah.
Or a slap or a shoe. Throw a shoe at me.
Cool. Will do. Yeah. So, and Bok had a look through the website and gave a little bit of feedback, and Dub's done some extra stuff up as well. Yeah, I've just been smashed at work. I haven't been able to touch it. I'm probably realistically, I'm going to be smashed for at least another week, and then we got Christmas and everything. So, yeah, I might not be patching it in just yet, but yeah, keep sending stuff through, or any ideas and suggestions you have, let me know, and I'll add it to the list for when I eventually get some time to sit down and work on it. So yeah, other than that, unless anybody had legit stuff to talk about, we can wrap this one up. All good? Yeah, so we got 2 more team meetings left for the year. We're just talking before we press record. It'll be fun to do. What are we, 35 this week? We got 36 next week. Team meeting 37, the last one for the year. Be cool to do a bit of a Christmassy dress up or something. We'll come up with some competition or something like that. So put your thinking cap on. We'll try and set something up that we can outline next week in the team meeting, and we'll go from there. Make it a fun one. Alrighty. Who wants to wrap us up?
Good, Fish. You have the really nice hat.
All right. Aloha from UDU to all of you. Take care.